First, I will thank Jason Guru, the Executive Director of American Sephardi Federation and the Board of Directors of the World Jewish Congress, for inviting me to speak. When I saw the photos and videos of the Hamas gleefully massacring and murdering men and Jewish Israelis, beheading babies, I was really sick. That event was horrifying and shocking to me. It also ignited the trauma that I faced 82 years ago in Baghdad, Iraq, when I was 10. On June 1st, 1941, after 2 months of pro-Nazi coup of Baghdad, mobs broke into the Jewish homes and businesses, murdering men and children, raping women and girls, and then murdering them. That event called the Farhud. Which just means a pogrom in Arabic. Jews couldn't offer a resistance or fight back. This horrendous act happened on the first day of the festival of Shavuot, when we received the 10 Commandments. My brother Eliyahu, 6-year-old brother, on his bicycle to visit his cousins in the old city of Baghdad, in the Jewish quarter. When he arrived, he found my two uncles' home door was broken and the house was completely looted. Cycling back to get home, he drove on the main street, Al-Rashid Street, where he saw mobs stopping the minibuses, dragging the Jewish passengers, robbing them, and slaughtering them. That still sent chills in my bones, thinking of what he saw. Thank God our family was saved. The mobs few blocks away, it was the British arrived on the June 2nd and stopped the massacre. And after we moved, there was no any conviction or any accuse or conviction of any of the persons. Then I heard stories of courageous Muslims, men that in front of the Jewish homes and protected them with knives and prevented them. They stood up with knives and guns, prevented the mob from breaking in. I heard some that took Jews to their home to protect them and took the injured to the doctors. And some Muslim leaders condemned this action as a heresy to Islam. I was conflicted and confused. My father, who was a textile importer, had many Muslim customers who always praised to be honorable and God-fearing. My older brothers have some Muslim friends, and they all praised him to be decent. But I was, and I asked my father, what is going on? This is the picture of the murder that was buried in a mass grave. When I saw the Hamas demonstration, pro-Hamas demonstration all over after October massacre, it brought back memories of what happened after the United Nations approved of the partition of Palestine to two states, Arab and Jewish, on November 29, 1941. The Jews of Iraq and other Arab countries were praying that the Palestinians will start their own country, which will be the 23rd Arab countries. But unfortunately, the Arab League unanimously agreed not to start a Palestinian country, but rather declare war on this newly created state of Israel. Frequent demonstration erupted in Baghdad, calling for the death of Zionism and to free Palestine. We were lucky surviving these few skirmishes, but the Jews of Aleppo, Syria, mobs encouraged by the government, went into Jewish homes and businesses and ablaze many of them and burned some synagogues and synagogues and homes. That was in December of 1941. Then it's estimated 75 Syrian Jews were murdered. Then I faced a dilemma. The Jewish, dilemma, written. Yeah. I faced a dilemma. I asked, and the Arab countries finished. So, what did he say? Hamas. Okay. On May 1948, 5 Arab countries attacked Israel. And against all odds, Israel survived. The shame of the Iraqi Arab army turned against the Jewish citizens. Zionism was declared a capital punishment. Arrest, accusation, torture, and culminated by the execution of a prominent Jewish merchant, Shafiq Adas, on September 23, 1948. And that brought fear in every Jew's heart. I was accepted after graduating from high school in 1948 to 3 universities in the United States. But the Iraqi government refused to give me exit visa, a permission to leave Iraq. Seeing what's happening and fearing for my life, I was smuggled with 2 Muslim smugglers out of Iraq in a riverboat they made a camouflage with hay above it and we hid underneath it. Then 2 months later, I arrived to Israel and I became a homeless, penniless refugee. I stood in line with a thick plate begging for a free meal. I slept in tents anchored in the sand and slept on straw mattresses. But the sense of freedom overshadowed the sense of victimhood that I faced. Staying in Israel for 6 years, I served in the Israeli Navy for 2.5 years. The continuous harassment and persecution of the Jews in Iraq and other Arab countries forced the 850,000 Jews who lived in Iraq and in the Arab country, some of them for over 25 years, to flee the Arab countries. They left behind their homes, their businesses, their factories, their clubs, their synagogues, then all became refugees. But they refused to stay refugees. They joined, and we are grateful to become citizens of the country that accepted them. Hamas' first order of business is like Assad, like ISIS, like Saddam Hussein and Buddhists in Iran, is to eliminate any they mercilessly eliminated and killed the Fatah that was running against them in 2006. Today, they continue the harassment of minorities, persecution of women, and killing the homosexuals. As a Jew who survived the Farhud, who had many Muslim friends and still do, and know the hardship of being a refugee, I cried for the murder, the massacred Jews, but I also cried for the innocent people that are occupied, that are killed by Hamas for refusing to follow their orders. And I pray that one day the Hamas people will stand up and make it a priority to establish a new state, Palestinian state, to be free and democratic. And maybe one day it will be like a Singapore of the Middle East. And here is a photo of showing the Jewish population in Arab land back before 1948, and now there's only about 6,000 Jews left, mainly in Morocco and Tunisia. Recently, I finished my memoir, Beyond the Rivers of Babylon, that is available on Amazon, and then finally translated to Arabic, hoping to publish in the Arab world to tell our story, but rarely told or unknown, about the 850,000 Jews from Arab land that left everything behind and started their own new life in a new country, learning the second language, and are grateful to be as citizens of the new. Blessings.